African Identities, Shades of Belonging is the second and latest documentary of the series by a series of the Institute for Justice and Reconciliation, the IJR. These films offer honest and thought-provoking insight into a variety of issues that young people in South Africa are confronted with in their personal lives, at school and within their communities. Nosindiso Mtimkulu, who is a senior project leader at IJR, she is also producer of the documentaries, is joining us from our studios in Sept in Cape Town. Nosindiso, good morning to you. Welcome to Morning Live on SABC2.
Good morning, Vuyo, and thank you.
Now, what inspired the IJR to do these documentaries, and what are you hoping to achieve out of this?
Well, Vuyo, as you know, the Institute is always looking for different platforms for young people to engage in issues that the country is talking about. So one of them is to use different art genres, and one of those art genres is the film documentaries. And what we are hoping to achieve is to give young people a platform to discuss issues of belonging and identity, and also just to talk about what is important to them and where do they see their role in the country moving forward.
Now, how did you choose the participants?
As you have nicely said, Vio, this is the second series. The first series, what we did was to advertise through community organizations, universities, movie zone, you know, and word of mouth. But also the first series was majority black people, so we had this series to find white South Africans. So I went out on a very serious, like to look for white participants and universities and ask friends and things like that.
Now, Series 1 created some questions as it was made up of black stories, as you pointed out. Is that why this series is made up mainly of white participants? And just looking at the differences, what kind of differences have emerged in the stories on the basis of changing the participants and contributors?
Yes, Series 1 was made out of mostly black participants, and amongst those black participants we had foreign nationals. And the issues that we raised in those films mostly is about economic background and how the foreign nationals were treated in the country when, you know, after the xenophobic attacks in 2008. So the new series, Season 2, is mostly white participants, and it's mainly about their belonging, you know, the issues of belonging in South Africa. Do they feel that they are part of South Africa? Do they have a role to play in the future of the country?
Now, the age grouping of the participants, what kind of age grouping, and is that important?
The age grouping, we're targeting the youth, but mainly between ages of 18 and 35. And it is important because for Season 1, we had actually skills development aspect to the project where people were trained in directing, camera work, and sound. But for Season 2, because of financial constraints, we couldn't do that. So it is important that we take people who can actually work in the industry after that.
All right. Nosindiso, thank you very much. What we want to do is just show a little bit of some of the work that has been done. Let's take a look at this.
Okay, thank you.
Strict protocol and
her life and career to uplift the community as a social worker, and a father that is a farmer out of profession and not out of choice. Where do I fit in?
We're known for being the most diverse race on campus, but do you think we function as a unit?
No. I personally don't think so. I think the problem is that they just chuck a few black people, a few colored whites, and they just put them in the race. Yes. And what happens is they don't diversify them. Like, we are diverse in terms of like the different types of cultures we come from, but in terms of unity within the race, you know, when you go into the ESA, the Muslim people are sitting together, the black people are sitting together, and like 1 or 2 tables is integrated. So I don't think we're diverse.
I told myself I'm going to start integrating with other people of different races because I was in that little enclosed bubble and you only experience that culture which you already had experienced.
Where you feel comfortable.
Where you feel comfortable. So I decided I'm going to expand myself, and that's when I met you and other people, other amazing people who I'm very close friends with now.
But I think it doesn't start in race. It started like at school.
Yeah.
In your home, wherever.
And now the university expect us, like you guys said, they throw us all together and not expect us to be one functioning unit.
My personal belief is that the reason why Stellenbosch is so divided along racial lines is I think it's got a lot to do with just the issue of language and campus culture, okay? So because, and again, it's a thing of associations, okay? So because Afrikaans is associated with whatever, the apartheid legacy. Shouldn't be that way, because a language should have
language should be on its own.
A language should be able to be viewed and seen on its own and appreciated on its own. Like, I'm all for that.
The documentaries are called African Identity, Shades of Belonging. Joining us now is Kabelo Gildenhuys. He's one of the participants in the documentary. Kabelo, good morning to you. First, tell us about your name. Who named you?
Morning, viewer. Well, of course, my mom named me, and it's a Sotho word that means gift from God. Yeah.
Now, do you like the name?
Well, of course, well, it's my name and I love it, but it draws some attention, obviously. So,
what kind of attention, what kind of reaction do you get with your name?
To be honest, mostly it's positive, and especially towards black people are always more positive towards me then, and it's sort of always a starting point whenever I meet someone.
Yeah.
So it's definitely, yeah, it's something positive. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Do you know why your mum chose the name?
Well, I'm the youngest of 4, and I wasn't necessarily planned, so somehow nature intervened, and the Sotho word then was fittingly to call me gift from God.
Yeah. Do you have any other names?
Oh, well, I have a middle name, but I don't really respond to that. It's just an official, but Kabelo is my official name on my ID and everything, so.
Yeah. In terms of heritage, what do you make of your name? Is it problematic?
Well, in the documentary, I go back to my roots in Mossel Bay and analyze where I come from. And from that point of view, I always feel like I have to claim why I also belong here. And if I want to also use the name Kabelo, I should be able to use it without using any, like, it should be my right as well to call myself Kabelo.
Yeah.
It should also be my heritage to share with, because I'm also an African.
Yeah. What's your other name, just as a matter of interest?
Johannes.
Johannes. Okay. Your experience, what is your experience like? With you said you don't respond to Johannes, you respond more to Kabelo.
Well, everybody knows me by Kabelo. So,
yeah.
And as I said, it's my official name on everything, so yeah.
Yeah. Just your experience at varsity, how has this influenced your view of heritage?
I think it made me more sensitive for appreciating where I come from, and that I know I'm also on a road that's preparing me to help contribute to healing our nation in terms of there's still a lot of divide, and my name is a clear example of it. So just the fact that it's always unusual for people to see a white guy with a black name, it shouldn't be that way in New South Africa. We should be comfortable with something as small as this.
Yeah.
So,
do you feel South African?
Absolutely, 100%, yeah, no. My heart and my soul is everything is African, so
All
definitely,
right.
no.
Kabelo, thank you very much for joining us this morning. Kabelo
Thank you,
Gildenhuys.